And with that, Elite Heat is back for 2026. So little unintentional break for a week. We didn't actually talk about taking New Year's Eve off, but then we ended up having people come over here, and Doug was invited, but was like, "No, I don't like you," and didn't show up.
That wasn't an exact quote.
You're right. It was "fuck off." I hate you.
No, it wasn't hate you. It was fuck off. I'm not super fond of you at the moment.
Ah, yes.
Plus, I just got some new French onion dip.
Oh, well, see, I went with the subtext there, but
that's fair.
Me.
That's all fair.
Anyway, this is Elite Heat, where we're going to try and take 2 hours of wrestling and smush it down to 30 minutes, which we have not yet been successful with.
Not yet, but we're going to try today, by golly.
We're going to keep trying. So with that, let's get into it. So tonight's episode of Dynamite opened with Don Callis and The Demand. I guess you would call it a promo.
Yeah.
Basically saying that they took out who was
Jet
supposed
Speed.
to be Jet Speed. Thank you. Took out Jet Speed. Here's what I wrote down about it. I enjoyed it. I actually thought Ricochet was pretty good here, which is, I'm not the biggest fan of him on the mic, but I thought he was pretty good here. I have no idea who that new guy is in the Don Callis family. Should I know who that is?
I don't think so, because I haven't heard of him either.
Okay.
But it was nice. It was nice to see that Mark dude getting paired up with someone to give him something to do.
So I think
okay with that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's very interesting to put him with another big dude.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't understand why they weren't working like him and Lance Archer before this, because Lance Archer has had nothing to do since Brian Cage got hurt.
Yeah, and they just brought him out later on tonight just to stand, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know who he is, but cool.
Yeah.
Now, wait, cool.
I do want to backtrack a little bit, because technically Dynamite opened with JR's back.
Yeah, that's true. It did open with Jim Ross, which, was good to see. And I thought I'll say this, I thought he was on it tonight. I thought he was sharp. I thought he did a really nice job tonight. I'm glad they cut away from him walking down the ramp, though, because that was tough to watch.
Yes, it was.
And I get it. He's been through a lot.
And he's in his home state, so I was very happy to see JR back. And it was kind of one of those things I was like, yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. So after the promo, then we got Mox and Shelton Benjamin.
That is an interesting matchup.
Okay.
I liked it. Here's what I put. I wrote, Shelton Benjamin is awesome, but will never win a singles title.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So here's what I wrote about him. I feel like, I wrote a couple things about Shelton. I was like, I feel a little bit like they don't know what to do with him right now.
Yep.
I also feel like maybe we don't appreciate him enough as fans.
I would agree.
Because he's really good. And I think he showed you that again tonight, that he's really good.
Oh, he's amazing.
I think here's where I'm going to disagree with you just a skosh on him not winning a singles title, which this is going to tie into tonight's match. I think AEW has so many of them, and they need something for him to do. Because, like I said, it feels a little bit to me like he's a little bit lost right now with Lashley hurt. They have so many that I could see them, especially if Lashley's out for a while.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel like he's a little bit lost. I feel like they're waiting to see really where Bobby's at, right?
Yep.
But if he's going to be out for a while, I don't know why you don't build a proper feud between him and Mox, or him and Okada, or him and Ricochet, which would make sense since they had beef anyway, and let him get one of those titles. I don't think we're going to see him as the world champion, but let him get one of those titles, because they have so many.
They do, and I get it, but he is one of those guys who I absolutely love in the ring, but there's just something about him that doesn't quite push him over the top in my eyes to be wearing the belt. Not that he couldn't wrestle for it and defend it and look amazing doing it. It's one of those personality things where even with MVP there, I don't think he's got enough of that shine to make that look really awesome. He'd be a great champ. I like it. Like I said, I love Shelton Benjamin. I think he's amazing. I just don't see him wearing a single strap. But you make a great point. AEW has so many single straps, and putting him head to head with Ricochet makes so much sense that I'll caveat my statement that if he's going to win a singles belt, it should be Ricochet's.
All right, that's fair. I think that would make a lot of sense. I would like, especially after tonight, I would like to see them build a proper program with Mox, which is why the finish really surprised me.
I was disappointed in that finish.
I was too. Here's why I was disappointed in it. Not only because I think that it would have made all the sense in the world to have Shelton Benjamin be the first challenger for Jon Moxley's Continental Classic or Continental Championship, I should say.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But also, my issue with it is the ending didn't make sense because, first of all, you've got Shelton Benjamin, who has been doing this for close to 30 years, I would think, at this point, at least 20.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't, I'm going to pick on him again. It would have made more sense if it was Wheeler Yuta and you didn't know better.
Right.
And Mox rolls you into that pin.
Mm-hmm.
And you aren't thinking and don't let go of the hold. And it's like, okay, well, learning moment, kid. Shelton Benjamin knows better.
Yes, he does.
And when the whole match they're talking about a draw is going to count as a win for him, basically. A draw gets him the title shot. Shelton knows that. Why wouldn't you let go?
I thought for sure they were overselling the draw angle on commentary. And I thought that's I was like, I love the foreshadowing, but I think you're overdoing it and you're giving away the ending. And then they didn't pull the trigger on it. I was really shocked. And can I just say, I'm getting tired of these pre-match matches where if you beat the champ, then you get a shot at the title. I don't like that.
You don't like the eliminator match?
I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me, especially for someone the caliber of Shelton Benjamin.
Sure. I get that. I don't mind it from the standpoint of I think it's at least a different twist on the number one contender match. But when you're talking about a roster where you've got more than enough people that you could have put together a good number one contender match, particularly if you had rolled out. I mean, Kyle Fletcher was nowhere to be found tonight, right?
Yeah, absent.
Or just if you had grabbed anybody from the Continental Classic. Or let me posit this one. I know that this is going to come back around later, but you have Darby Allin, who had to bow out of the Classic due to the injury.
Yep.
Isn't there a kayfabe storyline here for a number one contender match there? And you can have Shelton win that and then go on and challenge for the title, which I would have been on board with. I just, the finish to me, just like I said, aside from all the Shelton's smarter than that, it also doesn't make sense because now you've got a champion in Jon Moxley who is one of your biggest draws. And what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And shouldn't you be building something with Revolution not that far away?
Right. The other thing I wrote down about this match is, when's the last time you saw Mox pull out a cutter like he did tonight?
I think he's probably done it more than we think. But yeah, I mean, I liked the match. I thought it was a really good match. I just didn't like the finish.
I agree. This felt like a fairly different match for Moxley than it has been leading up to his winning the title.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, so good match, not a great finish. And I'm not sure where we're going with this in terms of Moxley. And again, now you got Shelton Benjamin just twisting in the wind. It doesn't make sense to me. But
no.
So let's move on then to the trios match, The Demand versus Jack and the Bucks. This made me happy.
It made me so happy. That was so good.
I very much enjoyed hearing, the super kick party theme again, coming out like the Bucks of old. There was a new energy to them, I felt like. Also, I wrote down here, I told you all the Bucks being hurt was a work.
Without a doubt.
Which we all knew, but, I want to pat myself on the back.
You called it.
I thought that swinging DDT that Jack did, where he was like airborne, that was cool. That was one of the prettier things I've seen.
They pulled out so many moves during that one match. It was bonkers. I wrote down the DDT that Jack did onto the seated Ricochet.
Yeah,
Which
that's the
I
one I'm
don't think
talking about. Yeah.
okay, then
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I don't think it was. I called it a swinging
Oh,
DDT because I don't know what else to call it.
that's fair. I thought there was another one swinging. I took swinging as being to the outside because I thought he did one on the outside, and maybe
I
I'm
think he
just
did. Yeah.
conflating everything together. But that one there, that was the one I absolutely just I pouched for, and I pouched for the 3-man Samoan drop by Toa Leona.
That made me. I started laughing. I was like, it's just ridiculous in the best way. So yeah, I
It's
thought
so
that was
good.
really good. Yeah, I thought that was really good. The DDT was really good.
Yep.
I thought it was just a super fun match. I really enjoyed that.
I thought it did a great job of building up the demand. I'm really liking them as a trio.
I am too.
I like Toa Leona and forgive me, I don't remember the other guy's name.
I almost said Great O'Con. That's not right. But it's something Khan, isn't it?
King Kong Khan. I think it might just be Khan or Khan. Yeah, something.
No,
Anyway,
he's got a full name. Is it Bishop Khan?
let's say sure. I think that sounds right.
I should know this.
Yep, Bishop Khan.
Okay, why not?
According to no, I'm
according to nobody.
I'm not going to say your name. No, I'm not. Get out. Go.
There's nobody there.
He doesn't even believe in you.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I thought that was a great match. To me, possibly match of the night.
Yeah, so for me, it was between the Moxley Benjamin match and this one. And I ended up picking this one as match of the night just because the finish was better.
Finish was better.
Yeah.
The whole thing, start to finish, really, really well done. Saw a lot of new moves. Like you said, the Bucks felt really, really fresh. They felt re-energized, and it just felt good. The demand looked good. They got beat, but they didn't look stupid getting beat. Everything worked in this match for me. I really, really liked it.
I agree. Match of the night for me. And then after that, correct me if I'm wrong, after that, new guy that we don't know who he is came in for the beatdown with Mark Davis.
Yep, him and Mark Davis.
And we got the Andrade return.
Yes, that was pretty cool. And I'm not even the biggest Andrade fan, but I liked that return. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought they did it well. I had wondered how they were going to bring him back in because they finally got that all settled with the alleged 1-year non-compete from WWE, which never made sense to me. He fired the guy, but whatever.
Right. And it was contract employees, so you can't really do that, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But and if you watched Wrestle Kingdom, which I did not, but if you watched Wrestle Kingdom, he worked the show and came out to the AEW music. So it was kind of like, okay, he's probably showing up. But
I also watched over the weekend I believe it's ACW on Triller, and he basically did the same thing. Lights out, came back, destroyed some folks in the ring, wearing the suit, wearing the mask, looked really cool. So I was like, okay, I bet we're going to see him in AEW soon. And I didn't expect him tonight, but I liked that return.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with him now, because it seems pretty obvious they have pretty big plans for him. I'm just not positive what it is, but I'm curious to see it. Here's the head scratcher to me, though. Why did FTR come out?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. It's like, who are you looking at? There's like 100 people in the ring.
The one that makes sense is the Bucks, right? Because of the history there. I mean, the Bucks are why they're called FTR.
Yes, exactly. But they were already laid out. What are you doing?
Yeah. It didn't make any sense to me.
Nope.
So I don't get that. And I'm tempted to do my usual, I guess we'll see where it goes. But it didn't make any sense.
I think that's what Stokely was thinking too. He was like, let's see where this goes. Let's just wander out and stare.
Yeah, I guess.
And even the announce team was confused. They were like,
yeah,
I don't know. Here they are.
And if you're going to give us another FTR Young Bucks match, I'm not opposed to that.
I'll watch it.
But it just feels odd to me because this feels like a situation where the heel champs have now laid the groundwork to call out the babyface team, and I never like that. I always feel like it should go the other way.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially when you're the kind of heels that FTR are.
Yes. The only thing that I thought, and this was just a fleeting thought, is they keep making a point of having the Don Callis family grow and grow and grow. And the only thought I had was, are they going to do like Don Callis is all the heels and everyone else is going to be forced to be a babyface kind of vibe where he's got so much talent. Very few are actually doing anything, but he's got so much talent in there that could. It just came and went in my head, and I didn't even write it down, but I just remembered it as we're talking. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't either. I mean, like, I see where you're coming from on that. On one hand, I hope no, because then we're late stage NWO, where Disco Inferno is in it.
I can't. Don't mention that guy's name ever again here. I'm sorry, Glenn. I'm not a fan.
Nobody's a fan. Cody Rhodes had the greatest line about him when he said, "You never drew one single dollar. You only got on TV because you popped the boys in the back." Like, nobody was a fan of him.
Nope.
But
he did one thing I found entertaining, and I won't even recount it because he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, that's fine. But you know what I mean? It feels like late stage NWO. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, if the point of that is to make fun of how bloated the NWO got, then okay.
Right.
But it's almost a little too meta.
Yeah. It's on that verge of being okay. You're trying to be too cute.
Yeah. So I'd be very surprised if FTR joins up with the Don Callis family. I think it's to lay the groundwork for FTR and Young Bucks again, but it just felt weird.
Just weirdly done. Yeah, if that's what they're aiming at. Yeah.
And after that, we got the Willow celebration.
Yeah.
Which, that I'm glad that they did the video recap, because when Chris Statlander came out with her, I was like, I'm confused. I thought you guys hated each other still.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad that they did that, and that she touched on it in the promo. I didn't catch this, but my wife caught that when Mercedes was going full unhinged, that Statlander like saved the cake. Because my wife started laughing of like, she was like, oh yeah, that's the most important thing. And then it was also a very clever way to then set up the inevitable face full of cake.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure every time there's been a cake around Mercedes, she has ended up in it.
Yes. And I think that's a trend that needs to continue.
Oh, I agree. Again, unhinged Mercedes is delightful to me.
So good.
I really enjoy it.
I liked this segment an awful lot. I think Statlander and Babes of Wrath are money. I love that, because now you can have Willow talk, and Statlander doesn't need to try as hard.
Yeah.
She gets the rub off of their positivity. She could be the weird, positive, brooding one in the back, but I liked them all together. Plus, I like how Willow pitched her promo. Like, look, since we're out here doing a celebration and it's pro wrestling, someone's going to interrupt us. So why don't you just come on out, Mercedes? I invite you out. Let's celebrate. You had a great year. Year.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Mercedes just snaps and is so good. And then she eats cake.
Yeah. I thought it was really well done. No notes. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. Loved it. I really liked that segment.
Then we got the Briscoe promo, which what I wrote down here is honestly not his best.
I wrote down Mark Briscoe reading the crystal ball was awesome.
Okay, that was good.
I will take that as a recurring bit all day. I loved that part. But
that was good. Right.
Overall, it was fine.
Yeah. And to be fair and to be clear, I guess, I think that is Mark Briscoe being a victim of his own success. He's such a good promo 99% of the time that 1% that we go, not his best, is still better than a lot of other people's.
Yeah, if that came out of anyone else's mouth, we would have been, that was solid promo. Promo.
It would be far easier to name the people that if they had cut that promo, I would have been like, that's a little disappointing than not. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yep.
Like if MJF cuts that promo, I'd be like, not his best work. Mm-hmm. But, if Roddy Strong cuts that promo, I'd be like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
You've been holding out on us,
Yes, exactly.
But the crystal ball bit was great, and
Loved it.
okay, cool. Is it going to get me to watch Collision? No, but whatever.
Here's the thing. I think we need to start watching Collision because things are happening there.
I know.
We could be missing out. And I've been trying to watch on the weekends. So I'm not saying we need to do a recap of it, but we might need to start.
Yeah, we might need to.
A lot of things are starting to really go down there.
Yeah, I get it. Tony's trying to get eyeballs on it on a tough time slot.
Yep.
What I've got to do is I got to start watching I got to watch it on demand when I'm on the treadmill is what I got to do. But
yep, that's fine too. Yeah.
Yeah. But because I'm not going to watch it live, primarily because I'm going to forget. It's just not a habit for me. I'm going to forget.
I understand completely.
Like if it's a Saturday night, I'm either probably playing video games, or like we have a local minor league hockey team here, so I might be there, or I have fallen asleep on the couch. It's one of those three, but
it's kind of a crapshoot on that one for you. Yeah.
It is, and none of those lend themselves to me watching Collision. But
okay, that's fair.
Well, but again, no excuse. I can watch it whenever. And let's be real, it's not like I'm trying hard at my job. I could be watching it then.
Shh, don't tell him.
Oh, people know. I don't hide it.
That's fair. Can I just say, up next, I was super happy to see Sammy Guevara back on Dynamite.
I was too. You skipped one thing, though.
What did I miss?
The Sisters of Sin.
Oh, I forgot about that promo.
Which I actually wrote down as a Thekla promo.
It was.
Because it was. And she's good.
Mm-hmm.
That surprised me. She's good.
Yep. And that was one of the first promos I've seen that it seemed to me it was obvious that Sky Blue and
Julia Hart,
thank you, had lines they needed to memorize to make that promo flow. And
I wrote that down too.
Yep.
I was like, what are the other two doing? Like, it felt to me like they were doing it on purpose of the like, we are very ethereal goth Wednesday Addams.
I think
but if that's what you were doing, it didn't get over.
I think it was meant to rhyme a bit as well, because I believe it did. I'd have to watch it again, but I think it was meant to be in that cadence and a kind of a rhyming stanza type thing. Thekla, I like her a lot. Yep.
Thekla was real good. The other two were not, in my opinion.
Fair. That's fair.
And then we got Sammy and Bandido. And I agree. I was very happy to see Sammy back on Dynamite. Yep. I understand that, not unlike with Athena and a couple other people, he's one of the guys that they are using to try and get eyeballs on Ring of Honor.
Yep.
I get that. I like Sammy Guevara.
Mm-hmm.
I've liked him basically from the jump, at least since the Inner Circle days. So basically from the jump.
I like him when he was wearing the panda.
I liked the panda too, but I really got to like know him once the Inner Circle stuff started.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I like him. I'm glad he was back on TV. I think the guy, I think he's underrated, quite honestly. Mm-hmm. I don't think people give him near enough credit, particularly for how he sells.
Yeah.
And I was glad to see him back. I thought that was a really good match. I thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm. I also wrote down his new starter Dirty Dom mustache.
I enjoy the mustache. Yeah.
Yep.
The only other thing I wrote down, and JR touched on this, I don't trust people that wrestle with their wedding ring on. It's the same thing when I see somebody playing in an NFL game, say that 10 times fast, with their wedding ring on. You're going to get it caught on something, and either you're going to get hurt or somebody else is going to get hurt. And like, you get this thing caught the wrong way, it's going to peel the skin off your finger.
Yep. It'll sleeve it. It'll glove your finger.
Mm-hmm.
Not good.
Not a great idea.
Nope. Didn't even think of that. I thought it was weird that Jim Ross said that. For some reason, that's what stuck out to me. Not that, I agree. It was just, what?
Well, I think what happened was they did a close-up where you could see, he brought his hand up and you could see the ring. And I think it just popped into JR's head and he said it, which I have no problem with.
No, bring it, JR. That's great.
But also I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for a while. And then MJF came out and talked some trash, which is always good.
Always a fun time.
Here's the other thing I wrote down. The interpreter guy, he took the 21 plex better than MJF took it. That might have been the best bump I've seen of the 21 plex.
Yeah, he sold the daylights out of it. Took it so well. And I agree. I don't think MJF took it that well. But super entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
The interpreter may have been one of my favorite parts of that whole thing.
I enjoyed that.
Other than Bandido firing back his own nut shot. I thought that was great.
That was good. Yeah.
It
was a good little segment, you know?
Yeah. I thought it did everything it needed to do. MJF, again, sounded great. So condescending. Called him kid. He's probably younger than Bandido. But
probably.
Maybe not. I don't know.
And
yeah, interpreter guy, kudos, my friend. Bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see more of him.
I agree. That was all good. Mm-hmm. And then the Brody King video, here's what I wrote down about that. I did not know he was in a band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. They've mentioned it a time or three that he was I don't remember the name of the metal band, but yeah, he's the lead singer of a band. Yeah.
Huh. Well, I don't consider that singing, but I'm not going to tell him that.
No, I wouldn't either. But he does what he does with a band.
Yes, he yells into a microphone, and people pay to see that. So,
yes, they do.
Good on you, my friend.
Yep. And then he does a tope suicida into the crowd.
I hope he does. Then Toni Storm and Marina Shafir. I wrote down about this, and the reason that I just thought I'd jump out at this is because these three words stuck out. Match was fine.
Match was fine. Toni did her best to make Marina look good. Toni Storm is gold. I did enjoy Marina Shafir mocking her and Orange Cassidy's dance. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I think that them allowing Marina to have some more personality is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sure that she's going to ever be what maybe they're hoping she'll be.
I agree.
But, you need some heels in the women's division. So why not? Especially since what happened to Megan Bayne? Where is she?
I don't know if she was full-time AEW or not.
Oh, yeah. No, she is.
Is she really?
Yeah, I know she wrestles in Japan a lot, but I mean, they're all free to basically take bookings all over the place. Look no further than Mercedes. But I mean, hell, at Wrestle Kingdom, Will Ospreay came out and was like, "Oh no, my next match is going to be here," basically. So
nice.
So she is. So I don't know why she's MIA all of a sudden.
I don't either, because I really like Megan Bayne. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah. But okay, whatever. The other notes I made here, finish was okay to keep the feud going, I guess. Mm-hmm. I thought they made Mina look real weak when she ate one kick and dropped like a brick.
Well, it's basically exactly what they did with the roles reversed, because when Mina got crushed by Marina, Toni came out, she got heel just kicked in the mush and collapsed again. It was the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And they just ran it back. What I found most interesting was the Death Riders' role in this. No Jon Moxley. And then Claudio coming in hot.
He came in real hot.
I wrote down Claudio made a move is what I wrote down.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Because he seemed to be the one going,
Yeah.
We're not getting kicked out. We're going to wreck house here. Came in, took his t-shirt off, and again, looked stupid strong. And then, got held back. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the look has never been the problem with him.
No, it never has.
The only other thing I wrote down was that Luther dabbing Tony's forehead at the end was really funny. I got a big kick out of that.
I love how they have taken someone who was hired because he was Chris Jericho's friend and a death match wrestler and turned him into one of the most entertaining silent sidekicks for Toni Storm.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff.
Really like what those two are doing. And I don't think Luther gets enough credit for being who he is with her, because he doesn't talk and he's so funny. It's so
I
good.
agree. I agree. He's great. And the way that he knows when to work the crowd, it's
Mhm.
tremendous.
Yep.
And you know, I did ask for more Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy, and they're giving us that. So
I
I
did
guess
like
I
his
can't
final shot.
complain.
I did
Yeah.
like the final shot of him with Tony and,
Mina.
Marina. Yeah, that's the one.
It's very confusing when you have Marina Shafir and Mina Shirakawa. Yeah,
And it was Mina, not Marina. So, yes, Tony and
correct.
Mina and
Yeah.
Orange.
Yeah.
Tony and Mina and Orange.
Yes.
Tony and Mina and Orange.
Yes, exactly. Follow the yellow brick road. That's what that's kind of sounded like to me.
Yep.
Then the Pac interview happened. Here's what I wrote down. Whatever. It's just not doing it for me. It's nothing against him. It's not anything against Darby, really. This is just not scratching my itch the way that
Mhm.
I think they hope. Whatever.
I would have rather seen Pac just say, "Yeah, no," and then leave it at that and leave
Yeah.
Darby frustrated.
I would have preferred we're gonna stretch it out and Darby keeps chasing him and gets like progressively more unhinged, basically.
Yeah.
Instead of just, I'm gonna break your ankle or give me the match, give me, like it's the Batista thing. Remember when he was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder Ric Flair apparently if you don't give me the WrestleMania match. Like,
Murder Ric Flair.
well, I mean, that's basically the implication was that he was gonna kill Rick.
Yeah.
Like, so whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would have rather seen Darby come out and force a challenge for the Continental title
Yeah, or I
because
just
he
I
got
don't
kicked off. I
know.
would have rather seen that path than this. I understand why they're doing it, because they belabored the point that he beat every other Death Rider and not Pac, and so he's got to beat him. But I like Pac's response. He's like, "I beat you twice. We
Yeah.
call you a loser.
Yeah.
Carry on."
I thought he was very good.
Mhm.
It's just the storyline itself, and I think the problem with it is you have a very cooled off Death Riders.
Yep.
They have lost a lot of their heat.
Mhm.
And I don't know how much longer you can drag this breakup out because face Moxley and then the rest of them trying to have heel heat is just it's not working.
Well, it feels like it's almost kind of there. It feels like it's now Moxley and then there's the Death Riders, and it's not
Yes.
really. They might share the same music, but they don't share much else right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then, you know, Darby is never going to be my favorite. And that's just me.
Fair. Mhm.
It's just me. But I think that I don't know if it's because of the injury or what it is, but I feel like he's cooled off a lot too, at least for
It could
me.
be. I think
I don't
with
know.
Sting retiring, I think he lost a little bit of that shine.
Yeah.
The injury, him taking time off to climb the mountain, him being gone, there being so much that roster
Yeah.
is a stacked roster. And it's okay for him to have a cool down period for right now, I think. I think it's all right. And I I agree with you. I'm fine watching them wrestle again because it's going to be a good match. But did I need to see it? No. Will I watch it? Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm going to watch it because it's going to be part of a pay-per-view where a bunch of other matches are why I'm going to buy it, you know.
that's fair. Hmm.
Like I'm going to watch it and go, yeah, I'm sure the match is gonna be good, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm when we're talking about Revolution, assuming that's when the match is, I'm sure that I'll go like, no, it was good, it was good,
Hmm.
it was entertaining, whatever, it was fine, and then we're gonna move on to something else. I'm gonna be like, this was a banger.
Are they going to throw that on next week? Because they are trying to stack that card.
Maybe,
They might
maybe
throw it on for next week. I don't remember what they said, but yeah,
I don't remember either. I'm not sure that they did say. So
they
yeah,
might not
they
have.
they might, but I don't know. Like I said, this one isn't hitting for me. I agree with you. It's fine for Darby to not always be on fire. You can't always be on fire unless
No,
it's like 1998 and you're Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean,
very accurate. Yeah,
beyond that, it's always going to ebb and flow. This one just isn't hitting for me, and whatever. Then we got the
what
main
else is-
event.
yeah.
The lights out match between Hangman and Swerve and Hook and Powerhouse. And
Mhm.
this actually brought up something that I meant to bring up with the Willow celebration, but forgot about. Had some problems with the lights tonight, didn't we?
I actually kind of liked the fact that the lights were out for the lights out match. I kind
So
of liked that.
I agree with you. At first, I was like, this is interesting. But then I was also going, I don't know how these guys are going to wrestle in the dark. And the spotlights couldn't keep up with them.
Right.
And that's where I was like, this is not intentional. And it happened during the Willow celebration too, like the exact same thing where they flickered and went out.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. But
when they went to go lights out and it started flickering, I'm like, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because I looked away at the Willow celebration. I looked away. My dog was wanting attention. Idiot.
Jerk.
I know. And then when I looked back up, the lights were out. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, I thought mood lighting. I don't know what they're doing, but
it could have been worse, right? Because they didn't lose everything. So at least you had the light from the video boards and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I think some of the surrounding house lights were on as well, but
yeah, you're right, they were. But I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the match, well, first of all, the fan handing Hangman a beer was really funny. I enjoyed that.
I was like, I was hoping, I was like, please take it. And he did. I was like, thank you. That's so
and good. I love that he took it and really didn't ever break the stare. Mm-hmm. That was really well done. Okay. So then.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
When I say to you that I laughed so hard I had tears in my eyes, when I say to you that I laughed for, I think, 10 straight minutes, and when I say to you that my wife turned to me and went, "You are 12," what do you think I'm talking about?
I'm not 100% sure.
He stapled that man in the nuts.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah. But that's not the first time they've done that.
I know, but it was really funny to me.
Good. It was really funny.
Especially because the way that Hobbs just like froze. You know, like
Hobbs sold that really well. I will agree.
He really did. I laughed really, really hard at that.
That's
I'm
fair.
not ashamed to admit it. I thought that was really funny.
I guess I've watched a little too much GCW that's been happening a lot over there. So
all right, fair enough. I'm not sure. You might be right that they have done it before. I don't remember it. So to me, that was very new. But
I liked Hobbs taking the abdomen staple guns and not backing off. I thought that was really good.
Him no-selling the staples, I thought was tremendous, especially when you put it in juxtaposition with the way Hook was screaming.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought Hook did a great job on that, by the way.
I think they played the staple gun bit. People might go, "Oh, that's over the top," but it really, people might think I'm ridiculous. But that staple gun bit really did some character development for both Hobbs and Hook, because it showed that Hook, I'm the greatest second generation wrestler ever. Oh, you're gonna staple me? Ow, ow, ow! And Hobbs is just this beast, and it really felt like Hobbs looked great in this match on the losing end. But he looked super strong. And what's funny is during that match, I thought I could see Hobbs wearing a singles title. Easily.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
More so than I could see Shelton Benjamin.
That's fair. Well, I think that between the two of them, I do think that Hobbs someday is probably going to be world champion.
I hope so.
I think he will. But to your point, I mean, to go back to the staple gun, the reason that they did it also is it's kind of Swerve's thing, you know, like RVD, it was always the chair, right? And the Van Daminator and all that stuff. And the staple gun is kind of his thing. The chain is now kind of Hangman's thing.
And apparently hanging people near to death is kind of his thing as well. Living up to his name.
I say his name is Hangman.
Yeah.
He's telling you right up front what he's going to do.
I know, but it seemed a little like a hat on a hat. It seemed a little obvious, but nope, he's doing it.
Truth in advertising, my friend.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. I thought Hobbs looked really strong. I liked Hook being kind of the sniveling little whiny guy, especially when, to your point, he's all, I'm the greatest second generation wrestler ever. And then the staple gun all but killed him, which is extra funny when his father made his bones in ECW.
Right. Like I said, I think that is a much more layered approach than people will give that credit for, because I think all the things we just said were very intentional.
Oh, 100%. Yes, they absolutely did it all on purpose.
Mhm.
Also, the only other note I had from this was I don't know how Hangman didn't just shatter his knees doing that dead eye on the cinder blocks.
Right? Man, my wife looked up and went, "Oh, that why are there cinder blocks in the ring?" I just went, "Mom."
Well, so it was a callback to All Out.
Mhm.
What, 2 years ago or whatever, whenever Swerve and Hangman did I believe it was a lights out cage match,
Right.
because he
Did he
because
do the
Swerve,
curb stop onto the
yeah, I think
cinder
so.
blocks? Am I
He
remembering that
stomped
right?
Swerve onto the cinder block, I believe, or he did
Okay,
something, and maybe it was the
okay.
dead eye. I don't remember. I was there, but I don't remember because I was surrounded by people who were way too drunk, and
No.
that's a story for another time.
At a wrestling show? No.
It was
No. He said they were drunk at a wrestling show.
it was
Right?
very it was almost as fun for me as that bit is that you do.
He thinks it's a bit. I know.
Anyway, and that's the show. But
Yep.
you know, again, the main event I thought was really good. Just to put the
Loved
button
it.
on, I thought that was really good. Again, don't ever tell me AEW doesn't tell stories after
Yeah.
everything we just talked about there. That was all very intentional. And I think, again, what you and I have talked about, Hangman and Swerve sure looking like a team that might sooner rather than later challenge for the tag titles, which I am here for.
I am so glad you said that because my final thought, even before the match was over,
Mhm.
this just kept rolling through my head. I didn't even bother writing it down, but I was like, put the belts on those two already.
Yep.
Though, if you put them up against, I mean, they look damn near unstoppable together.
Yep.
They look so good together. I can't wait. Let it
Yeah.
happen.
Yep. I agree. And then you can
FTR should have come out then.
yes, that would have made a lot more sense. And then, of course, you can always do the classic. They're gonna, eventually melt down,
Mhm.
and you can reignite the feud, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, at least let them take a run at the belts.
Yeah. But overall, I thought this was a really good show.
Mhm.
Really, really strong show, particularly coming off of. Although I guess they did a really good rating for the New Year's show, which kind of surprises me, given that it was New Year's Eve.
Right.
But for the show that was probably going to have more eyeballs on it because it wasn't on the same day as a holiday, I thought it was a really strong showing for them.
Yep.
I think we both agree the trios match of the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And now, gee, I wonder, will Bandido beat MJF next week?
No.
Going out on a limb on that one, are we?
I am.
Okay.
I will give them credit. They really are trying to paint the picture that and it is possible. Bandido is one of those guys who could pull one out. You could believably see him pulling one out.
Yeah. I mean, what they at least have done for close to a year now, I would think, it feels that way anyway, is really they've been building Bandido. The push is real for him. They really like him. And I get it. I get why. But he ain't beating MJF.
No, he's not.
He's just not. And then I will be curious to see what version of Omega we get next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that Kenny is going to be the first challenger. I like that.
Yep. That's gonna be good.
Yep.
Gonna be good.
So on to next week and Maximum Carnage. Should get
That's where we need
to
Brody
say
King.
that. Yeah.
Like it or not, we complete each other.
We do. And speaking of likes, like the social media stuff, you can find us on @EliteHeatPod on pretty much all of the social medias. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Apple, Spotify. We're on Amazon, YouTube podcasts, or you can watch us be dum-dums on YouTube.
Please
and
do.
subscribe to the channel there.
Please do.
Mm-hmm. We're also on, I don't know, iHeartRadio, a bunch of other podcast platforms that I don't even know what they are, but we're on them. So
wherever you get your podcasts, you can probably find us there.
You can, and you should subscribe.
You should totally subscribe. And by the way, If you happen to know anyone at Blue Chew, point them our way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Point them our way.
Please do.
Yep.
For so many reasons. Where's the stop button?